So let's just break down what we know here. So we do know that on Tuesday, a lawsuit was filed in the Los Angeles County Superior Court. Like I just said, there are four women, and they are being identified as Jane Does, and they all worked for Smokey and his wife Frances, who is also being named in this suit at some time over the past 20 years, from 2006 all the way up until April of last year. So, and I'm just basically trying to break down this, and then we can sort of have the discussion about all of this, but I want to get all the facts out there, and what I could find, because I actually did go and read the lawsuits and things like that, and try to really like dig into it to like really understand like this whole dynamic of what was going on. But there's four core allegations. The first allegation that is alleged in this is that each woman who is accusing Smokey, and keep in mind, everybody, Smokey is 85. And not only is he 85, but just last week, Smokey had a new album drop. And now he's out on tour. So is this a coincidence or what? Not. We'll get to that in just a second. So with him being 85, he was accused of repeated rape and sexual assault. Again, and these four women are accusing him of that while they were working in his home in L.A., in Ventura County, and in Las Vegas. So in three different locations at three different homes of Smokey's. So like I said, it spans from 2006 to 2024, and his wife is also being accused. But his wife, what the lawsuit entails about her is how Smokey's wife Frances, when they didn't do something that Smokey uh, liked or whatever, or when they didn't perform or do whatever, Smokey would tell his wife. And what the lawsuit says is that his wife Frances would verbally abuse the housekeepers with racial slurs and things like that. And we do know that all four females that are accusing Smokey are Latinas. So that are to say something right there. But not only did she verbally, is she accused of verbally abusing him with racial slurs, but she's accused of denying them breaks and just turning a blind eye, essentially, when it came to the assaults and them telling her. Now, is any of this right or wrong? No clue. But what I could tell you is when this many females are coming out, and they are coming out repeatedly with the same story over and over and over, it has to be like true to some regard or some extent. They're suing Smokey and his wife for $50 million. 50 million. What we also know is that over the past 20+ years is that Smokey has settled a few times out of court with other accusers who have accused him of similar things. And also, when the attorney was pressed during the press conference he had talking about him filing the lawsuit and everything yesterday, the woman's attorney, what they said is that they feared being reported to ICE and losing their status with being legal here in America because they're immigrants. They also said they weren't paid minimum wage, and that they oftentimes were denied their overtime pay too when they worked overtime. So that's what we know right here. I am each of them are named how they are referred to in the lawsuit are Jane Doe 1, Jane Doe 2, Jane Doe 3, and Jane Doe 4. So Jane Doe 1 says she was assaulted 7 times between January of 2023 and February 2024. And she also alleges, Jane Doe 1, that Smokey allegedly assaulted her when his wife was at the nail salon. Jane Doe 2 is saying she was assaulted 23 times between May 2014 and February 2020. Jane Doe 3 is also saying 20 plus times, but hers occurred through February 2012 to April of last year, which was 2024. And Jane Doe number 4, who worked for Smokey and his wife, and she worked for them from October of '06 up until April of last year. She accounts that her assaults occurred in multiple different homes, but all three locations we were talking about earlier, even back to Vegas. And so the $50 million that they are suing for is supposed to be compensation not only for the sexual assaults, but for hostile work conditions, what they're deeming false imprisonment, and then wage violations. What their attorney is saying, the four Jane Doe's attorney, who is John Harris, he's a black guy, a brother. He is saying that all of the women are Hispanic and low wage workers in vulnerable positions. In fact, he said during this press conference, and I'm just going to quote it how he said it, is that they lack the resources and options to protect themselves when and from repeated sexual assaults. Now, when this broke earlier yesterday, the first thing that came to mind was like, wow, not Smokey. And I'm sure that's the same thing that came to a lot of your all's mind as well, because if we think back and remember, I'm not saying the same thing happened to Bill Cosby, but Bill Cosby had these same allegations and things like that. And so it immediately made me become reminiscent to that, because if you look right now, the reason why the 50 million may be so prominent is because we all know right now, as of the last 2 weeks, who had been dominating the news cycle when it comes to allegations and things like this and being sued for sexual assault is Shannon Sharp. And he is being sued, but he did offer 10 million, but that offer was turned down, and they proceeded onwards. So right now, what I do know from a criminal standpoint is that there have been no criminal charges filed. This is just all in civil court right now in LA. And what I can and what I do also know, because I did reach out to the LA County DA's office today, what they tell me is that they haven't received any type of referrals whatsoever from any division of law enforcement out there. And Smokey, as you all know, he's not making any comments right now, or even issuing a statement, not him or any of his representatives. And keep in mind, this has only become public over the last 48 hours. So that's still a bit interesting. So what I can tell you is that Uncle Smokey, he is still actively out touring and promoting that album that came out last week. He is scheduled to perform tomorrow in Mississippi. Now, will he keep up that concert that's already scheduled? We'll have to wait and see until tomorrow. But what I do know is last week he did appear on Jimmy Kimmel Live and did a bit with Jimmy Kimmel. He also was on CBS Mornings with Gail King, Tony DeCopo, and our brother Nate Burleson. So this kind of bringing us all together, just so I'm being clear that right now, the essence of what this report and what this story and this conversation is not about being in like a tabloid movement. It's not about that at all. I think what it's really come down to is reckoning for our dear brother and I mean, he's uncle status. We grew up with him. Our parents, our grandparents grew up with Smokey. And so it's really coming down to a reckoning with Motown, and we've heard these stories steaming out of Motown for years and things like this. But this is the first time publicly someone has come out and like vowed a lot and multiple against someone like Smokey. So the allegations they're damning, without a doubt. They're disturbing. And it's not just because of the sexual assault claims. I can fundamentally tell you that's not why they're damaging or anything like that. The reason why I believe this story is so like shocking and all of that is because the story speaks to everything from power, race, has that hot immigration status topic on it, and then the exploitation within our own inside of our own community within inside of Black America here. And so this isn't a headline that should be brushed off, or we shouldn't be trying to give Smokey the benefit of the doubt. I'm sure some of you all are questioning, and I mean, I've asked the question too. Did they just come up with the lawsuits now because he had an album drop last week and he's now on tour promoting that album? I don't know. But but what I do know based on facts is that they're just coming after him civilly right now, not criminally. But what we also know is that when civil cases like this are filed against celebrities and things like that, whether true or not, the fallout and the damage is already done. But as I said earlier, this can't be a coincidence. And when one person comes out and says something, it's like it gives you cause for pause. But four different females, the same account, the same story over the last 20 years, almost verbatim about this, and his wife just being complicit in the matter. And then to find out through looking at records and what's being reported and other facts out there that Smokey has said of it, or cases and lawsuits for these type of incidents prior, it's not looking good. It's really not looking good at all. And it's another wake-up call moment for us here in Black America, and why we need to be having these conversations and bringing them to the forefront, because so often growing up, like, I'm pretty sure I could say this about 90% of the Black families in America, is that when something like this in our families and in our communities were going on with one of the elder statesmen and whatsoever, people knew it, and the people who knew it were just as complicit as the person doing it. But what they would say is, don't go out there telling my business and our business, running your mouth. What goes on in this house stays in this house. But that all feeds into the trauma and things like that too. So I'm gonna stay on top of this, and the team's gonna stay on top of it here at Kin Plus, and we'll bring you the latest details as they come about here. If you aren't already, I encourage and I implore all of you, because we can only keep doing this through membership. So become a member today on Kin Plus. You can go right to our website at www.welcomehomekin.com and become a member. You can become a member for as low as 83 cents a day. That's cheaper than a cup of coffee a day. And some of y'all out there drinking Starbucks. So this is why you need to support, and why we ask that you support Black media. And then others out there of you, we are looking for the first 1,000 people. We have several people in already in our founders circle, and those people are getting stake in the company because it's all about ownership and things like that. So we also implore you, if you're already a Kin Tham member, if you're already a part of the Kin Tham, we are asking, all right, if you're already doing your part, if you're still able to do more, become a member of the Founders Circle, and we're on our road to 1,000, and we are hoping to have in our first 100 plus by Memorial Day. So within the next 2 weeks, we're going to be doing other like IRL streams like this without all the bells and whistles, pumping out content and things like this all day long. So that's what it is about Uncle Smokey right now. Unbelievable, really, really is. Until next time. As always, Black America, remember to keep it real because your conscience depends on peace. I love you. I'm out.